This skill is assisting a resident to use a bedpan, so I'm going to start. Knock, knock, knock. Hi Drew, my name is Jennifer. I'm your CNA today. I'd like to help you with the bedpan. Is that okay?
Okay.
I'm going to wash my hands and get our supplies. Washing my hands. The supplies I need are a disposable pad and a washcloth. I like to use the disposable pad as my barrier. I have clean hands, so I don't need to use a barrier opening up a clean drawer. You can put the toilet paper on the table and put the bedpan on the bed. I also need gloves. Make sure the gloves you use are easy to put on. I'm going to use a barrier to close the curtain because the curtain is considered dirty. Okay, Drew, would you prefer to turn on your side or lift up your hips to the bedpan?
Lift my hips.
Lift your hips, okay. Whenever you put the bedpan underneath your patient, make sure it's in the right direction. Okay, bend your knees. On the count of 3, I'm going to have you lift your hips. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay. You can lower yourself. Is that comfortable for you?
Yes.
Here's your call button. I'm going to raise the head of your bed. Make sure you're telling your patient what you're doing as you're doing it, and you will get credit for explaining the procedure during the procedure, like you're supposed to do at the beginning, before you start, and during the procedure, talking to your patient. Is that high enough for you?
Sure.
Okay. Here's your toilet paper. Push your call button when you're done, okay?
Okay.
I'm going to step outside the room. You step outside the room. Ding, 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 he's done. Okay, I'm going to give you a cloth to wash your hands off. If your gloves are drippy, just do this with your gloves so that you're not dripping water everywhere. Okay, wash your hands off. I'm going to put this, place it in the laundry basket. Okay, I'm going to lower your head. One thing I forgot to do is before I left the room and he was repositioned in the bed is verify that he was not too close to the edge of the bed. It's a patient safety issue. So I would have, before I left the room, just made sure he wasn't too close to the edge of the bed for his safety. So lowering the head of your bed. Okay, would you prefer to lift your hips or roll on your side?
Lift my hips.
Okay. Bend your knees, please. On the count of 3, you're going to lift your hips. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Make sure you take the disposable pad out from underneath your patient with your bedpan. Here's your call light. Throw your pad away. Get a barrier. Pour out my pretend excrement. I have to rinse the pan. If your pan hits the inside of the sink or the toilet anytime, you need to make that correction and say I wouldn't have allowed it to hit those items. Make sure when you're emptying your bedpan, you're not emptying it this way because you can't see past that lip and it won't empty properly. So make sure you empty it the correct way. And when you're drying your equipment, it's very important that you dry it completely. Don't leave any water on it because that's part of the skill, that you've dried your equipment completely and put it away. I like to leave my drawer open, so I only have to use one paper towel. Use a barrier to close my toilet. I don't need my gloves for anything else, so make sure you take your gloves off properly. Grab the palm of one hand, fingers pointed down, one finger on the inside. Throw it away. Wash your hands. Washing my hands. prefer to have your table over you or at your side? Would you prefer to have a magazine or a newspaper?
No.
Okay, I need to open your curtain. Okay, I gave him preferences on lifting his hips or rolling to his side. I didn't raise the level of bed, so I don't have to worry about lowering it. I offered preferences at the end of the skill. I washed my hands when I took my gloves off. I made the correction that I would have made sure that he wasn't too close to the edge of the bed before I left the room. And I'm done.